Welcome back to another Blue Jackets game reaction. Game 21 on the road against the New Jersey Devils, and the Jackets actually win this one 2-1 in New Jersey. Devils fans, I don't know what the hell that third period was supposed to be either. It looked like it was going to be another typical game where the Jackets get a lead and then sit on it and do nothing, and then, it's either goes to overtime or they lose late in regulation. But that tying goal never came, and the score landed in favor of Columbus once the clock hit zeros. The Jackets were certainly in the Black Friday shopping mood as they got a steal of a game from Elvis Merzlikins. He was pretty much the only reason Columbus escaped with 2 points in this one after that first period, and the final 30 minutes especially were pretty much mostly tilted towards the Devils' favor. Sure, you had things like the Johnny Gaudreau breakaway attempt, and the Jackets did get some power plays here and there. Actually, didn't think the power plays for Columbus were all that bad. They did get a decent amount of zone time, but not a whole lot of good either. Just not really too many crazy good chances, which unfortunately, being not objectively terrible, is an improvement for this Blue Jackets power play as of late. But yeah, this game definitely would have been at least decided in overtime if Elvis wasn't as sharp as he was in this one. So while it is nice that the team is technically on a winning streak now, and they've done so in two very different ways, you say, oh, now they can win games in every kind of way, whether it's 7 goals or 2 goals, they can find a way. I'm not quite so sure how replicable these kinds of wins are in the NHL. Scoring 7 goals isn't something you're going to expect to do very often like they did against Chicago, and then only scoring 2 goals and then getting heavily outshot and outchanced the rest of the way. That's often not going to be good enough either, where it's one thing if the Jackets were going to score those 2 goals, get out to a 2-1 lead, and then they just played shutdown on the Devils and limited their chances. But no, they got a 2-1 lead, and then it was chance after chance after chance and shot after shot after shot, and you just kind of thought, okay, well, one of these is going in. We've seen this movie before, but again, Elvis Merzlikins was fantastic for the rest of the way there. Third period was especially rough for the Jackets. New Jersey having their top power play out there with a chance in the third period that generated 6 shots. Again, it wasn't exactly a shutdown effort the rest of the way, just Elvis Merzlikins basically becoming a brick wall and saying, no, New Jersey, you're not tying this game up. The empty net was another scramble. Jackets only found icing in their empty net attempts for a goal. Corrali with a couple of close misses. Boone Jenner did win a 6-on-5 faceoff, which has been an issue for the Jackets, just not being able to get those faceoff wins when the opponent has their net empty. But he did so in a really weird way where the Devils player was kicked from the faceoff circle, but then Boone Jenner was also kicked from the faceoff circle, but he just kind of stayed in there. The official told him again, hey, I kicked you out. But then Boone Jenner, I guess, argued his case and then won, I suppose. I don't know why he was allowed to take that face off and win it, but he did. And all of this to say that it was a very, very chaotic win for Columbus, and not really in a good way either. It wasn't like, oh, they weathered the storm and came out on the better end of it. It was just kind of like, well, they didn't really weather a storm. They let it happen to them, and they just happened to survive that third period off of the back of Elvis in this one. Most of the time you play this sort of game, you'll probably come out on the losing end of this. I wouldn't expect games against Carolina or Boston to go the same way if the Jackets play like that. But things just haven't been going the Devils' way either as of late. I think now with this game, they've just won 1 game in their last 7. The fan base is putting Lindy Ruff on the hot seat once again. Just not so, and just we saw how one not so good period, that being that first period, was the difference in this game for the Devils. And New Jersey dealing with injuries too, with Nico Hischier, Timo Meier, and Nosek all out for this one. And the Devils hitting a lot of goal posts as well. It wasn't just Elvis Merzlikins getting the saves. The entire net that the Devils were shooting at just was not in New Jersey's favor at all for this one. The first period where all the goals were scored, Columbus got on the board first with Johnny Gaudreau being able to find Boone Jenner wide open in the crease. Jenner is on pace for about 40 goals right now, by the way. Don't look now, but he's, the captain is producing at a very high rate as far as goal scoring goes. Johnny Gaudreau is definitely heating up. We've been seeing a lot more flashes of what we're used to seeing from him in these past few games. But the Devils would pull it right back after Andre Palat just absolutely strip searches Jake Bean of the puck, and not just a normal pat down either. Andre Palat took Jake Bean to the police station, asked him to remove his clothes, and he was going to find that puck, and Holtz got a clean look that beat Elvis Merzlikins on that one, and it seemed like it would be tied at 1 heading into the first intermission, with the Jackets only being tied because of a really bad turnover by Jake Bean. I do think that the first period was a bit tilted in the Jackets' favor, but Justin Danforth made an incredible stretch pass to Eric Robinson, who was recently called up from the Cleveland Monsters, and he actually finished on a breakaway. That's one of the things that has been kind of a rough spot for Eric Robinson. His entire career really was where he would put himself in really good positions and would get breakaway chances, just really hasn't been able to finish those on a high clip or even an average clip to where he could justify himself being a constant member of the Blue Jackets. But just the lack of finish ability from Eric Robinson is what kind of keeps him on that fourth line. But he got a goal there, and that made it 2-1, and we all know that's where the score would stay. You see it in the thumbnail. You know how the game went if you're watching this video, I'm assuming. But again, it cannot be overstated. After that, all the credit in the world to Elvis Merzlikins for those 2 points. The official numbers say he made 38 saves on 39 shots. I'm sure to Elvis Merzlikins and the Blue Jackets, it felt like a lot more. Again, this isn't a season-saving win. I'm not saying the Jackets are going to make some kind of crazy run to make a push for the playoffs, but I'm going to grab whatever happiness I can from this season and milk it for all it's worth, because I have no idea if there's another 9-game losing streak coming down the stretch, or if there's another if there's another length of time where there's going to be a bad period of play. I don't know how this Jackets team is going to respond to these couple wins, if they're going to build momentum or just kind of fall on their face, which has been their MO for most of this season. But I'm going to just, right now, the Jackets have won back-to-back games, and that makes me happy. Also, Devils fans booing Johnny Gaudreau like he's a former player there will never not be hilarious to me, so you guys can keep that up all you want. Doesn't bother me much, just gives me a bit of a quick laugh. But that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did tune into this and you made it through this entire ramble, this entire video, thank you so much. Leave a like and a subscribe if you enjoyed the video and you'd like to see more like it. I cover more teams in Ohio that I like. Maybe you'll like those videos as well. You can let me know what you thought about this game down in the comments below. Once again, thank you for watching. I will see you at the next one.